love it. What about it?
Wait.
She's also a dimension-hopping mercenary hired by aliens to kill a mutated scientist called Paradox. So...
No, that her cosplay is Nira-X. Wait, you cosplay?
Yeah, I cosplay Nira-X at Moonfest every year.
Hey, welcome back everybody. This is Bill Mouse Art. It's 10 o'clock. Actually, you know what? It's 10:05. I'm so... No, I started on time. It's just my intros were long today. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's doing all right. We've had a long, busy day here at the old studio, so I might sound a little tired, but I'm a happy kind of tired. I'm busy and making lots of cool stuff. And I'm surrounded by good people. We just launched Nira-X Dark Seas number 3 today, a little bit after 4 o'clock. And so happy. We funded almost right away. You guys are awesome. Looks like we're up to like 49 backers. And we're barely like a handful of hours into this thing. And pretty close to like 5,500 right now. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for your support and for enjoying the artwork and for enjoying the books. Because I certainly could not do this with any of you. I couldn't do it without any of you. I couldn't do it with any of you. That sounded like I had a chip on my shoulder. No, I couldn't do it without any of you guys. And if you can, if you have time in your surfing minutes of your day while you're on the internet, if you could share the links to everybody you know and repost and all that good stuff, that'll be a huge help to keep us going. Here we go. I'll put up the original art for the cover here. And I'll let you guys know about something that we have going on for right after the campaign. And everybody who backs the book on the campaign are going to be eligible for this. So I'm going to take 4, maybe 5 interior pages from inside the book, and we are going to do a random draw. And anybody who backed, even if it's just the digital tier, even if it's just buying the PDF, you're going to be eligible to win one of those original art pages, and I'll force Tom to mail it to you wherever you are on the planet. So that's what's going on tonight. I'm going to grab some blank paper because we're going to chill out and just kind of sketch something. I know it's almost Easter. I know I've got Nira-X on the brain. And so we'll see what our sketch is going to be tonight. But let me take a look and see who's in the room with us first. Kevin, what's up, dude? Kevin says, look at that. Double the daily dose of delicious delights. More mouse. You're awesome, dude, man. You're awesome, man. Thank you so much. Some person says Bill is oiling up the cash register ATM. Well, you know, all the money either goes to Waffle, or it goes to Cat Mouse, or it goes right back into making more comics. So we got to make sure that we like blow this thing out of the water, so that way we got plenty to make more stuff, make more cool stuff, so we can have some fun. Kevin says, why hold the cash register when he has the ATM? Everything's digital now. Some person says he likes the ding sound. Oh my God, you're right. I do like the ding sound. Even when I'm selling something on eBay, when I hear that little cash register ding sound, I swear to God, it's like the high point of my day if nothing else is going on. You got it, Kevin. That's it. Maurice, what's up, my friend? Maurice says, ahoy, me mateys. That's right. This will be the final issue of our pirate-themed storyline. So this will be really cool. I don't know if anybody had missed out on issues 1 and 2, but I believe Tom has those issues available. I don't know if they're limited or not, but I know that he has them available on this Kickstarter. So if anybody's watching this a little bit later on, check out the Kickstarter. Maybe you've never heard of Nira-X before. You want to get the whole story with all 3 issues. I believe that there are issues available on the Kickstarter. Now, the way he set up the Kickstarter this time, a little bit different. The tiers are a little bit more streamlined, and then everything is basically in the add-on store. So if you wanted to add on some of the goodies like the mouse pad or like the extra pillow, we got a cool throw pillow thing. And of course the other covers as well. So any other covers that are not part of the tier that you get, you can always get it in the add-on store once you make the pledge for the tier that you want to pick out. So it should all be available there in the one spot. Landlubber. Yeah, Kevin has given us our total $54.72 right now. That's awesome, man. You guys are giving us a good little start. This is day 1. We're not even what 5 or 6 hours into this thing, and you guys are giving us a good bit of support, giving us a nice little boost for the first day. That's awesome. Maurice says, we all love the Mouse Clan. Yes. We love you right back, man. Kevin says, don't tell them. But what if the winner is on the International Space Station? Can be mailed up there? Well, the way I see it, technically, if I'm using science, it's Tom's problem. I think it's Tom's problem if he has to mail it up there. So I'll let him figure that one out. Luckily for me, on this Kickstarter, I get to concentrate on just writing, drawing, and coloring. So I'm a happy camper. Happy camper. Thanks to Tom for doing all the hard work on the other end of this. Kevin says, let's see, today is all about the Cyber Bunny, Playboy style. I think you mentioned this idea a little bit earlier today, and I've had that in my brain. So I think that's where we're going to start. I think that's where we're going to start today. We're going to celebrate Nira-X, and we're going to celebrate almost Easter. How's that? Let's see. Let me show you guys. There you go. As I've got the pencils to the Gangs All Here cover. I've got the pencils here to the homage cover from our good friend Bill Sienkiewicz. I pronounce it both ways because I never know how people pronounce things. There's Thalia, the Cyber Demon. This is the original artwork for her acrylic standee. And here is Malka, the Cyberangel, based off of Courtney. Where's Ken at? Where's Courtney at? And this is the wraparound cover. This is actually the art. Well, we're using the art also for the. There's a standee backdrop that's going to be this original art, so that way you get a good view of like some of the stuff that's happened in the story. But this is also the 1-of-1 wraparound cover for the big boss Deep Treasures tier. So let me see. Let me put this down here like this, and that way you can kind of see it. There we go. Let me see. So let me leave that up there for a second while I catch up with the chat here. Ken says, "Evening, gents." Ah, so you did. You're here. You're here. You saw the Courtney pieces. We're good. We're good. I'm glad you're here, brother. Christopher Bouchard says, "What's up, Bill and Chet?" That's right. What's up, my friend? I'm glad you're here, dude. Where indeed? Vidarte. Hello, my friend. I'm glad you're hanging out with us tonight. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Super happy to see you. Maurice is saying hi. Ken says, it was weird watching the stream from a plane, but fun. Oh my God. You're such a baller. I love it. I love it, bro. So you're on a plane. So I'm assuming that you're coming back from your trip to Japan now. So that's awesome. That's awesome. I want to see some pictures. I want to see some cool stuff. See what you picked up. Some person saying hello. Awesome, awesome. Ken says, yeah, the magazine cover made me think of that. Kevin says, did you happen to garner any new mouse fans while on the flight, Ken? Ken, I need you to evangelize for the Cyberangel. For the Cyberangel Citadel. You are my worldwide evangelist. Ken says a Playboy cover. I mean, okay, that's okay. I get it now. We're good. Oh, for sure. Kevin says Bill and Chet or Chet. Where is Chet? Is Chet? Are you watching, Chet? I hope you're there somewhere. I hope you're there. Some person says I told you he was looking down on us. He really was. From 30 to 35,000 feet, he was looking down upon us, my friends. Ken says, yeah, I'm back. Got you something. Oh, cool. Now you got my brain going now. It's like, oh, nice. Kevin says, I see an article on the cover, how to talk to a Cyberangel and maybe get lucky. But this ain't no tabloid. Yeah, the TV Guide-esque cover variant. That's celebrating the appearance, the television appearance of Nira-X on Apple TV's episode 2 of Side Quest. And it actually happens like the biggest parts of the show that Nira is a part of. They actually have her in dialogue and everything. They actually make her part of the gag there. It all happens like in the first 8 minutes of the show. It's pretty cool. And then if you watch the rest of the episode, you'll notice that because they have a stand-up, they got a big cardboard stand-up of Nira in the store. It all takes place at a comic shop. And she appears like a whole bunch, like in the background. And in the opening credits, the title plate for the episode, they have the Nira-X book like right next to the title. It was really cool. Super happy with what they did. Super grateful that they wrote her into the episode. So that was awesome. That was very, very awesome. Ken says, ooh. Maybe a little Annie Fanny Nira tonight. You know, I was thinking. Kevin mentioned a little bit earlier today about like Nira, Playboy Bunny. We got the Easter theme of the bunny ears going on. Maybe a little bit something like that. So I think we'll kind of start with that, and we'll see where we go. Could be if it sticks. I think it would do good. Kevin says the author would have to be Ken. He's done it. Annie Fanny or a Femlin? Let's see. Well, let me get a pencil ready here, and we're gonna see where we go. All right, let me set this down right over here. Got this. Let me grab a pencil. My drawing table is just a little bit far away from the screen, so I'll do my best to keep up with the chat as we go. Now this is on 11 by 17 white stock, like 80-pound paper, and I think what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pencil it with the intention of inking it afterwards, so that way you'll get a nice finished piece. Sometimes I like to do like pencil rendered things on brown chipboard, or sometimes we like to do different things. This will be a little bit more of our standard fare as far as the artwork goes. So I'll pencil it in like rough. I'll tighten in some little areas and stuff like that, so that way we can see how the artwork is actually going to look. And then let me see. I'll give you an example. Actually, I can give you an example right here with this page here from the Nira book. So you can see I'll pencil it basically tight like this, and that'll take us like the hour and a half, maybe even the whole show, to actually get the whole drawing done. And then afterwards, what you'll receive, if you when we auction it off after the thing, the drawing will actually be inked up like this when you receive it, and I'll post it, and it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun. Let me catch up with this real quick before I get started. Maurice says, all the alternate covers look sweet for the new Kickstarter. Thank you, dude. I'm super glad you like that. That's awesome. That's awesome. And I think there's one more cover that's coming. It's a different artist that I haven't met before, and Tom is bringing that artist in. So I think there's going to be another alternate cover coming this week. Ken says, Bill, you know little Annie Fanny, right? I've heard, yes, pop culture, I've heard, but I'd have to look it up to get a visual, to see what we're talking about. Maurice says, will there be a face hugger then? Possibly. Now you've got it in my brain. You mentioned it now. There might be a face hugger. I don't know if I'm going to put the face hugger. Maybe I'll put a xenomorph in the background, and maybe I'll put a face hugger like on her butt or something. Because I don't want the face hugger to like be on her face, because I want to be able to see her face. So let's see what we got. Let me see. I'll zoom this in just a little bit, since we're going to start with the face. Darn it! You got the aliens idea in my head now, because you said face hugger. So that's a good idea. I don't know. I kind of like it. All right. Well, let's get a happy holiday look on Nira's face, and then we're gonna figure out this face hugger situation. I think this one's gonna be like sexy, but maybe a little demented. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. We already have a little bit of pop culture creeping in on this one, which I find very, very fun. Yeah, I think I'll give Nira like a bright, shiny, happy face. Figure out how her eyes are going to be looking at you. Let me correct this little line here. Hey, by the way, big thanks out to Dave Brink over there, Genuine Comics, on the other side of the pond, as it were. You got, I saw your unboxing video just a little while ago. Super, super happy that you like the artwork. Thank you so much for all the kind words. I'm really happy that you supported the Kickstarter. You got your Kickstarter package from the issue before this one. So I'm very happy that you're liking everything that you got in the package. Give it a nice review. I really appreciate that. Hopefully we'll be able to catch up soon, and maybe we'll hang out on your show. I think that'll be fun. once I get this little look here, I'll go back to the chat and see where we are. Draw in her delta. See, guys, I didn't call it a triangle this time. I called it a delta. We decided to call it a delta. We did that together. So this is good. This is good. There we go. Get Nira's bangs in here. I think she's going to have bangs because she's got... she's wearing these Easter ears, kind of like a headband and whatnot. So I think we'll give her her bang look this time. All right, let me see where you guys are at real quick before I get too far. I might have to scroll back too far. Let's see. See, the second we say xenomorph. All right, I think this is where we left off. Okay, here we go. Kevin says it's not a bad thing. A face hugger just wants to get close. This is true. They just want love. Some person says in the egg, it hasn't hatched yet. Oh, dude, why didn't I even see? This is why I need you guys. I'm all thinking the facehugger is already out there attacking. It's like, duh, the egg. That's the whole point. Got the egg theme going on. And our girl Nira, she does work in outer space often enough that she would probably run into this thing. Good idea. Good idea. Now we have to do it. Like where your mind is at. This is good. This is good. See, that's why these are fun. We put our heads together. Think about how she's going to be doing this. Maybe she should have, I mean, I want to have her in a sexy bunny suit, but every time I think of like aliens, I always think of like those big space suits that they usually wear, like in the Aliens comic book. But it doesn't have to be a big space suit. It could be just a cool, it could be a cool, sexy little outfit. There we go. Make sure we can see what's going on here. Put the camera here. There we go. Jump on here real quick. Totally agree. Okay, let me see here. Ken says it's the old Playboy cartoon girl with the high heel boots. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. I was thinking about the spacesuit thing just because sometimes it's kind of kinky to do that, and to maybe have it like cut it off and you see the midriff. But the classic Playboy bunny suit, like, yeah, with the high heel boots. Like the high heel boots that, not the thigh highs either, like the 1960s, like the go-go boots that comes up to her, like right below the knee. Think of that. What do you think of that? Like, some person says it could be a friendly alien afraid of Nira taking him out. This is true. Oh my God, why am I thinking of Marvin the Martian somewhere in this? All right, put a pin in that. Remind me of that later. It's like by the time I get down to her kneecaps, I might have forgotten about it. Let's see. Kevin says, "Wow, just think of it, a xenomorph Cyberangel." Oh my God, that would be dope. Ken says, "Would make a good little tiny in the drawing." Yeah, that's true. It's true. Kevin says, "Not a face hugger, a butt hugger," because Nira's got fine tail. Maurice says, "If doing the xenomorph thing, Nira needs dreadlocks, Predator style." That does make sense. That does make sense. Okay, I'll think about it. We'll see. Let me see if we can do something about that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that one. Some person says this could be your in-universe, not alien to avoid copyright race. That's true, but I think we'll be okay in the copyright department because this would really be considered a parody, considering we're including all the elements that we're including. You know, with the whole Easter thing and the bunny, and if we include any other little pop culture references and stuff, I think it would be funny enough. I think we're safe in the parody department. But that's a good thought, though. I'm glad you're thinking of that, because if we were doing something straightforward and serious, then I wouldn't be able to do it as something that I could print. As a one-off original, you're allowed to do whatever, and that's only because they let you. They could swoop in and tell you to stop doing that kind of stuff, but they do still allow us to do that. So at least for the moment, so I'll take advantage of it. I'll take it when I can. Let's see. Kevin says, I already see Nira's reaction. What the hell did I get myself into this time? Some person says, in a superhero universe, xenomorphs are more like kittens. I could see that. I could see them being all, I mean, as destructive and deadly as they are, but still, it would be funny that they're like domesticated like that, little kittens. Ken says, maybe not a face hugger as much as a face sitter. Oh my God. Kevin says, Ken, are you suggesting tentacle action? Never a bad thing. He knows me too well. Maurice says, maybe Nira sitting on the face hugger. Oh my God, that's a good idea. That is a good idea. I have to agree with you. Some person says it's whatever it turns into. I know we listen to the canvas as we go along. We listen to the canvas. Jason, what's up, dude? Glad you're hanging out with us. Jason says, well, you know what they say about screaming in space. Kevin says, I just saw a Metroid getting in on this action. Ooh, the themes are right? Some person says, you mean like the fishbowl space helmets with the springy ears? Yeah, I was kind of thinking something along those lines. Like I was sort of like forming a thought. Fishbowl high heel boots. Kirk Basone, hey my friend. Thanks, dude. I appreciate it. He says, nice face. Is very good. We're gonna continue on. We got another. We got a bunch of ideas that are taking shape. I'm glad you're here to watch the shenanigans of the evening. This is good. Some person says the conversation has gotten far ahead. Yes, it has. Christy Han, hey my friend. Glad you're hanging out with us. Awesome. All right, I think I've got us caught up for the moment. All right, so back to the world of Nira-X. All right, let's see what we've got going on here. I think, you know what, the look on her face and the way her posture is kind of starting already, I think she's going to be excited as she found an Easter egg. But it's a freaking face hugger Easter egg. So let's go ahead and tell Nira what's up. Here we go. Let's see. I'm gonna bring her arms. Yeah, about like so. There we go. Yeah. Once I start pointing the torso in the proper direction, then everything else kind of falls into place. Yeah, the using the face hugger that's not even coming out of the egg. It's like it's about to come out of the egg. That's That's genius. Not even sure how that didn't occur to me that that's the direction we were headed. Let's see, do I have a piece of pip here? There we go. There you go. Just need a little scratched piece of paper. Every time this lead breaks, I gotta like soften up the lead here real quick. There we go. Now we can continue. Oh, Nira, what are you doing now? What are you doing? Let's see how big this egg is going to be. This is definitely way more. This is going to be more fun than doing one of those eggs that the Jawas like, because that's just an egg. This is going to be a xenomorph, and then I think we'll have a xenomorph like standing behind her or something like that. That'd be dope. It's like, what the hell are you doing? There we go. Actually, this one has to be pushing up a little bit more. I think she's kind of pushing this egg up against her boob. It's just physics, people. There you go. Let me put a little bit of shading. There's got to have some shading on it. We'll definitely hook it up with some good shading when we get to the inking part of it. But right now I'm kind of I'm just indicating where the shading is going to go. So it looks a little loose. It's going to look a little loose here in the middle. All right, let me see how hard this is pushing up. There we go. You know how it is when you're holding a xenomorph egg and you're pushing it up against your boobs. All right, gotta fix this little part here. That's not right. Don't worry, we'll get it. Nero, she'll get mad at me if she doesn't have collarbones, because she can't hold stuff. I'm gonna make sure she's happy. She pays the bills. And of course, not that I'm drawing in her suit, right? Whoever wins the piece, you will have the option, since it's going to be in pencil still, you have the option of me inking it a little bit more not safe for work, as opposed to like we are doing it right now. We have to make it safe for YouTube, because YouTube gets mad. But once we ink the piece, we'll post it onto our secret Patreon page. And then we could do whatever we want. We could do all the things. Gotta have the xenomorph egg opening up. One xenomorph egg, please. Let me get this little part here, and I'll take a little peek at the chat to see where you guys are. I know it's been a couple minutes now. I probably got behind. I got behind again! I have some little legs coming up out of there. All right, so far so good. So far so good. All right, let me scroll back a little bit. Let me see where we are. All right, let me see here. Let's see. Ken says, hopefully I scrolled up far enough. Here we go. Ken says, I dig the face sitter idea, but with Marvin the Martian. With Marvin the Martian has it on a leash. I like the idea of Marvin the Martian being somewhere in this. This might actually happen. Some person says you could always go the full cheesiness of the 70s era Playboy. That's just true. Maurice says we are just throwing ideas out there. It's up to Bill and the direction he wishes to take it. Thank you, Maurice. Thank you, Maurice. I'm just a conduit, man. It's like you guys throw out ideas. And if it agrees with the pose and the paper and everything as we're going along, it'll evolve. It'll evolve. Some person says, "Yay, an egg!" I wonder what's inside. Some person says there's this cosplayer that has an alien egg rigged up to his arm, so whenever someone gets close to it, he surprises people. Dude, that's a good idea. That's a good idea for a cosplay. Yeah, I bet he scares some people pretty good with that. That's all right. That's pretty good. Kevin says, what a big Easter! What a big egg for Easter! Somebody knows I was a good girl this year. Kevin says, it's not physics. She's comparing the size of orbs. Some person says it ends up not being compatible with her Cyberangel biology, and she keeps it as a pet on a leash. I like this. That's plausible. It's plausible. Mighty Geek says, Mighty Geek, first of all, thank you for hanging out with us, man. I'm glad you're here, dude. Absolutely. Mighty Geek says, so the Easter Bunny tricked Nira-X in delivering the Easter eggs. I don't know about her delivery. This is going to be a weird delivery right here. Kevin says, safe for the U-boob. Go figure. Very, very cool. Jason says Bill should make the facehugger do the can with a top hat. Oh, the hello, my baby. Hello. Yeah. I remember that. That's actually classic. That's classic. Kevin says, now I'm getting Invasion of the Body Snatchers vibes. Ooh, I like that. Some person says, did the Easter Bunny look suspiciously like a former villain in bunny suits? Yeah, I wonder if the Xenomorph's going to be wearing... Nah, Xenomorph's not going to be wearing. Mighty Geek says, what's new, everyone? Christopher says, looking awesome, Bill. Thanks, Christopher. You're awesome, dude. Kevin says, it's not a pod. You can trust me. Just look inside. Very, very cool. Some person said it's a guy called Evil Ted Smith. He does costume crafting videos. I gotta look that up. I'm gonna look that up. That's a good idea. I like those trick cosplays. You know what I mean? If something's got a cool gimmick to it. Mighty Geek says, shock her by having a predator up here. That's a possibility. I think the predator came up in our conversation a little bit before, too. Something about maybe her having dreads, just to add a theme. But actually having a predator back there or somewhere sneaking in, that's kind of a good idea. We have enough time. We've only been here for 30 so far, so we got till midnight to do this thing. Because some person says it's here in its first 10 seconds. Okay, I'll check out the link afterwards. Maury says the 3 dots show up in the image somewhere. Christiane says out pops a little cyber bunny. Okay, let me see where we're at here. Roll back over here a little bit. Here we go. I'm gonna leave this up so I know exactly where we left off on the chat. That way I don't have to scroll up too far. just put a little shadow here, just so I know what's going on. Just sort of see these little legs trying to get out of here. It's like, no, Nira, what are you doing? Yeah, that's another thing I like about the aliens. I don't know why. I like the drips. Like all the drips in the goo. All right, we're gonna make this a little bit more, just a little bit more Eastery. Means more hatching and stuff for when I start inking, but it'll be worth it. A little bit more Easter eggery of an alien egg. You know what? She's got to have a choker. It looks right with the bunny ears. Get that Playboy look going. There we go. And inking this piece, and I've got other pieces from our past episodes too to start inking this week too. So this is what I'm going to do for my breaks in between pages from the Kickstarter book. So this is going to be refreshing my brain, keeping me straight. Look at her. Oh, Nira. All right, let's see here. Let's figure out where the rest of her is gonna go, and then we can kind of figure out where this xenomorph is gonna come into play. Here, a little hip bone up here, leg bone connected to the hip bone connected to the thigh bone connected to the, there you go. Give this suit like a really high hip cut, all super 80s style. There we go. Knee bone connected to the shin bone. Try to make it so her feet doesn't get cut off. All right, let's see where we're at now. Okay, I gotta catch up a little bit. I don't want to leave you guys out of this here. This is Mighty Geek saying make sure that the predator is cloaked. He'll be a lot easier to draw if I leave him cloaked. Good thinking, my friend. That's what I'm talking about. See, now you're thinking. Brian suddenly old. What's up, dude? Brian says, Bill, no ketchup bundle on the campaign. I know. I don't know. I'll tell Tom. We'll see. There's no ketchup bundle. Tom is responsible for running the store. I just do the drawings. Where's that Tom at? I'll find him. Kevin says, for some reason, that reminds me of Jiffy Pop. Some of you wouldn't understand. You're so spoiled by microwaves. I know. People are spoiled, man. I remember the aluminum foil of a Jiffy Pop exploding on my stove. I remember those. Maurice says, please, Kevin, I know what Jiffy Pop is. Kevin says, no ketchup, just the mustard. You know, something we can relish. Ken says, she needs one stuck to her butt. LOL. Yeah, I was thinking that's one of the things that when we mentioned facehuggers at the beginning, that's sort of what popped in my brain first. I wasn't even thinking about the freaking eggs, the queen's eggs, which is like the perfect idea. That's good for her to be holding the egg. Perfect. But I think we might put a little tiny facehugger on her butt. Kevin says some of us are old enough to know, but some of us may be too young. Jason says Marvin's doing the can in the background. Earth creature with a big butt. Maurice says, this one definitely says not safe for work. Yeah, I think whoever wins this piece, we can definitely, it'll be very easy to make it not safe for work. Kevin says, I need to win it then to make sure those words can be heard. Maurice says, have a miniature Cyberangel spray paint the alien egg. That's good, get a little tiny in there. Ken says, now Jiffy Pop in the microwave, that's a bang of a time. You might end up making a time machine by accident. You do that. Some person says she could be surrounded by a bunch of cute fuzzy bunnies to contrast against the dread of the egg. That is a good contrast. I do like the contrast. Brian says, exactly, but I wanted to get all three comics at once. Well, as far as I know, Brian, now it might be in the add-on section. I'm not sure how Tom set it up, but he should have issues 1 and 2 on the campaign. So I don't know how many there are. I'm sure that they're limited, but it should be on the campaign somewhere. I'm not the person running the store, so that's all Tom's area of expertise. But I am sure that he told me that there was going to be at least a limited supply, and this is still day 1 of the thing, so there should still be issues 1 and 2 still available on the campaign. So please take a good look there, or I'll put up a link or whatever. We could contact Tom directly and figure that out. But it should be somewhere on the campaign where you can do that. Almost everything is in the add-on store, so he simplified and he streamlined all of the tiers, so you can just pick like the one cover that you want, and then everything else is in the add-on store. So that's where you're gonna find it, and hopefully there's still some there, is what I'm saying. Hopefully there's still some there. Brian says French cut. I think then it goes to a Borat cut. Some person says you could have the targeting laser the Predator uses on either Nira or the egg. This is true. In fact, that's kind of, I like the idea of the Predator, because these Predators always pissed off at the aliens. So let me see. This will be a lot more pronounced in the, because I think I'm going to color this. This one's got to see some color. So let me, oh, there we go. Let me grab this real quick. Let's make sure that this Predator is doing his thing. I'm going to make sure that these targeting dots All right, let me just make sure these targeting dots are coming in from the side here. I'll clean them up. I'll clean it up when I ink it up. There we go. That way I'll remember we got the targeting dots off to the side. That's a good idea. I like that. That says a lot right there. That's good. That's good. Agreed. Jason says, I've come in contact with Jiffy Pot. I'm vintage, sir. Brian says, face huggers, butt huggers. Yeah, you know what? I'm sold on the butt hugger. So let's make sure. I'm going to remind myself right now. I'm just, that's my placeholder. That's my placeholder. And I'm going to make sure that I get some of the, I'm going to make sure I get the anatomy of the face hugger right. Oops, what did I do? Here we go. Okay. Just looking up something real quick, just making sure I got the anatomy right. Yeah. It's like, what is hugging my butt? One butt hugger coming up, please. All right, now we're talking. Little face hugger. Oh, I fell behind again. Let me see here. All right, some person says, I got a Whirly Pop popcorn popper. Those things are great. I never had one of those. I always wanted one. It might be a mobile issue. Where are the boob huggers? Raises my hand. Some person says, the Predator's like, no, Nira, you dunce. Fine, I'll fix this. Kevin says the butt hugger needs little hearts above it. Oh, you're correct. You're correct about that. I'm gonna get it now, so that way I don't forget, because that makes perfect sense. Let's see. Ken says, "Look at those gazongas. Now that's a bursting chest." Brian says, "Just follow Rob Geronimo's lead and make sure it has hairy knuckle lumps on the arms, legs of the face hugger. Greetings, travelers. I don't know. Do the face huggers have like hairy knuckles and stuff? I don't know, man. I'm gonna leave that up for Rob. I'm gonna leave all the hairy knuckles for Rob. Kevin says the face hugger in the egg is the butt hugger's wife, and she's pissed. Henry. Maurice says, too bad you can't see the butt hugger drooling, Kevin. Ken says, where's that tail going? Yeah, well, the tail could get longer and could wrap around that leg or do a little something. Yeah, this little guy's drooling or something. Let me see. Let me do something with the tail for the moment. I think the tail just needs to be more dramatic. A little bit more drama for the tail. There we go. Good. All right. You guys were mentioning like high heels before, but I don't know. What do you think about? You think about high heels or bare feet? Want to make it like the classic high heel, Playboy high heel, like the little heel with the. Well, it's a little heel, but it's very high. Here, I'll go ahead and draw the high heel. It's kind of where my brain was at anyway. Get a little pointed toe. I'm a big fan of these, the high heels that have that ankle strap on them. I always think those look really cool. So I'll put that on there. That always tends to agree with me. All right, let me see. Let me pull this back just a little bit further. Where you see the whole picture. There we go. All right, let's see where we are here. Kevin says, let's see, wrapped around her thigh, like it would around one's neck. We could take it all the way around her thigh. There's no reason not to. Just because it's a little guy. Some person says, oh, you're such a cute little butt hugger. Watch where you put that tail, buddy. Brian says, the chip tune in the background reminds me of Ninja Gideon. Ninja Gaiden? Ninja Gideon. I think you meant Ninja Gaiden, right? I think you're right, though. It's like the music turns into like weird white noise for me after a while. The same loop over and over again. I got to get some more free music. I get copyright strike too much, so I have to use the little Bobo music that comes with the software. Let's see. Kevin says, "Watch out where you hang out too." I had Mexican today. All right. Well, I'm glad I put the heels because Ken agrees. Heels work with the outfit. Brian says, "I totally agree." Also, cuff bracelets, dude. That's right. Let's see. She'll have. This is the one fingernail we can see here, but yeah, you're right. The little cuff bracelet things. Thank you for reminding me. There we go. Cool, cool. You said on the arm. I don't know what you mean about on the arm. Is there a thing on the arm? It's like the cuff bracelets that I was thinking of were like, you know, like little fake ones. I think I got the right ones. Let me know if I got the right ones. Kevin says, that's a bunny heel. Maurice says, Nira's face changes to, oh, thinking about asking the butt hugger, is that what you tell? You're just happy to see me. He may be a little guy, but he's gifted and ambitious. All right, let's work a little bit on this guy's tail, because I think we're inspired on the tail. I think it does need to wrap around her leg. We need to have a little wrap around, a little something something. Let's see, around this way. No, I think it has to go around the other way. I like it better the other way. But that's why we do it in rough pencil first. That way we can experiment. Always listen to the canvas. If I just stop it here, it's gonna look insidious. Let's see if we're happy wrapping it around this direction. It's coming up from behind. There we go. Got a little wrap around here. Still might have some room for. Well, I still gotta fit in where the xenomorph is gonna go. So we're still gonna have the xenomorph behind her. So that'll be fun. So I think we'll probably start working on that little part next. Okay, cool. Thanks, Brian. Kevin says, let's see. Does that make me Kevin Zazer and Ken Green and Kevin Zazer, the Amalgam Brothers? See, gosh, little fella, that tickles down there. I know it's rubbing around here. It's like, what's going on? Only the alien knows for sure. All right, let me just put a little bit of set dressing so that way her knees leaning on something. It would be some kind of space cargo thingy. That way she's got a little bit of a backdrop on where she's at. Like, look where she found these eggs on this spaceship over here. Or did she find it on her spaceship? There we go. Just get the general gist of the shape here so you know what we're doing. All right. Got a little something, something there. Let me see if I can guesstimate where her other leg is going to be here. There we go. That's pretty good. All right, so we're just setting the stage for seeing where our xenomorph friend is going to be hanging out. There you go. That's pretty good. I drew most of that off panel there. All right, cool. So that's where that goes. That's where that goes. All right, well, the Predator is off panel. Not that we can't include a second one. But I'm going to draw the alien xenomorph in here first. And I think I might draw him like in the shadows underneath. They always like to hide. Let me see where you guys are at first here. Let me see here. Brian says, where is her other leg? Okay, okay. We're on the same wavelength. I found her other leg. She's got two. Maurice says, makes me think of a song for Nira by example, looking for love in all the wrong places. She is. Kevin says she's stepping out of a portal, so the other leg is still on the other side. Okay, hopefully the leg thing is okay. Hopefully that's good now. Brought to you by Wayland Bugtani, the Wayland Industries. Brian says she found them in the back of a bar. Let's be honest. Ken says, dude, totally need a can of Tang in the piece. Right? It's a space theme. There might be a can of Tang back here, or a case of it. You know what? Now you got me freaking inspired to draw a can of Tang. See if I remember what a can of Tang looks like without looking it up. I can just as easily look it up, but I want to draw it from memory. All right, got a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Have some complimentary space tubing over here. Oh man, you can't even see it. I got a block. There we go. I'm drawing space tubing. There we go. Let me draw this. Draw this can of Tang. Because I've got to, Mister. The fact that you mentioned Tang at all is funny. All right, so there's a can of Tang here. There's your can of Tang. Oh, all right, here we go. Let me make sure I'm getting in the light. The light. Tang. There you go. Evidence of Tang. Okay, here we go. All right, Xenomorph. Let's see where you're going to be. Crap, I think the Xenomorph wants the Tang. I'll just do the outlines of the Xenomorph because there could be a lot of filling the blacks on the Xenomorph, so I'll get all the little details right. Let's see. Let me get up here. There we go. This will be better. That way you can actually see what I'm doing. Much slower process if I'm inking, but since I can just imply where the shapes are going, this dude seriously wants this tang. I didn't plan for this. This is all you, man. This is going to take a while for me to ink all these little details on a xenomorph. It'll be worth it, though. I love it. Just going to imply where the... got to fill the blacks on here. All right, let me back this up a little bit so that way you guys can see. Here, I'll turn her like this. See, there you go. That way you can see the whole picture. All right, let me see where we're at here. We're like an hour 13 in, so we're doing pretty good with time. Tang, not a can of TSOTG? Kevin says TSOTG, the stuff of the gods. Ken says, I mean, yeah, but it doesn't have to be the punchline of Tang. Tang can just be Tang. Brian says, alien in a low vent like in the movie. Oh yeah. I got you. Actually, yeah, I could see how that could work. Cool. I like that. Yep. Let me sketch it in right now while you've got it in my brain. Kind of drawing in where this alien's back leg is going to be. There we go. That way we know where he's stepping. And then we can have basically the vent that he's coming out of can be right here. Nice. Good idea, dude. I like that. I like that. I like it when a plan comes together. from that direction. But then, of course, we have to have his tail. So, here we go like this, go like this, yes. There we go. Just give him the little ribs and little spikes from his tail. Underside here. You can tell my brain was working. I got quiet. But I want to finish this thought before we move on, because this is a good idea. This is a good idea. There we go. Nice. All right, got him coming out of a vent there, and the floor is good. I can have, let's see, let's have the wall behind her kind of a little bit of an angle like this. Like, all right, give his feet a tiny bit of definition, just that way I know where I'm going once I start inking. Oh my God, this Easter piece, it's crazy. It's gonna be awesome. All right, let me see where you guys are at real quick. Take a little bit of a break. Been going pretty good. A little bit over an hour. I think we got a good handle on this sketch. We know where it's headed now. Let's see, Maurice says Tang or Tab. What they drank in Back to the Future. Well, in Back to the Future, they drank Tab. But the running gag about what people in space drank or what the astronauts used to drink was Tang. As a kid, that's how they advertised it. That's how they built it up. It's the drink the astronauts drunk. So it was like having a bit of the future or something. Okay, just wanted to put a little drop shadow in there. I like the little drop shadows and stuff behind the alien, make them look a little bit more nefarious in the shadows. Ken says, would a xenomorph drink Tang? Would a xenomorph drink Tang with the big or little mouth? It'd have to be the little one, like a straw, right? That doesn't make sense to me. That's what makes sense to me. Brian says, disregard my previous comment. Maurice says, little mouth punching a hole in another can. Did anybody here used to have, instead of a carton of milk at school, like for a short time, like a year, maybe 2 years during my school career, instead of giving us the little carton of milk, they would give us the bag of milk, and then they would give us a straw. We'd have to stab it like a Capri Sun. I don't know if anybody else had to live through that. It was a problem waiting to emerge with exploding bags of milk. Let's see, Kevin says Tang has all the nutrients a growing xenomorph needs. Brian says, do xenomorphs have tongs in the big mouths? I don't think so. I don't. All they have in the big mouth is the little mouth. Not like those big mandibles like the Predator has. He's got like those big mandibles. Ken says the alien is like, I don't know if we're gonna get a bit of Tang from Nira, but take what you get. All that HR Giger details. I know, man. It's gonna take a while to ink. Much easier to pencil, so we can get it all in. We know where it's going, so that's good. Half the work is done. Kevin says the butt hugger is the first to get the poo Tang. Oh man. Some person says the alien could be holding a chocolate bunny or eating a banana. There we go with the banana again. Gotta have the banana. I think this alien is going for the Tang. That's what I think for this one. Not that I wouldn't put a banana in here, because I'll do it. I will put a banana in here as a piece of art. A questionable, mysterious banana. There we go. There's one banana. Let's see, and let's see if it was duct taped to it. It would kind of run like this here. One duct tape banana, good sir. All right. Let's see what we got here. Brian says, no bags of milk back in my day. That sounds Canadian. You know, it's funny. It's they did that to me when I was in school. I used to live in South Carolina during those couple of years. My dad, before he retired a million years ago, he was a military man. He's a Navy guy, so we moved around a little bit. And I lived in South Carolina in a place called Goose Creek. Maybe that has something to do with it. Not really sure. It sounds like an episode of Dukes of Hazzard, but I lived in a real place called Goose Creek. Some person says 2025 was the year of the banana for Bill. Maurice says, or what about a banana peel? The xenomorph already ate it. Kevin says the only bags of milk were those attached to Mom. Well, I think this piece is calling to me. I think this piece is saying that we're good. You know, I would put in. Let's see. Look, I can pull back just a little bit more, so that way you can see. You can see the whole picture. I would put in one more element, which would be the angled wall, so that way I could put in a drop shadow back here. I like big, bold elements like that to kind of like finish it off. I like that. There we go. Yeah, I like that. That's good. This is good. Shoot, this is going to get used for something. I'm telling you right now. This is going to be a published piece. Got too many little cool ideas in it. This is too much fun. Whew. All right, let's give the old hand a break. Let me see here. Oh, down here. Here we go. This is where I left off, I think. Some person says, Paper, okay, Bill, you served your purpose well. I'll report to the other art gods. Thank you, Paper. I did my best. I always do my best. Some person says it would be a good Easter card. We might actually, maybe I'll use it next year as an Easter card. That would actually be a lot of fun, right? Brian says, looks good. Easter postcards? Quite possibly. I think I might actually make some, and then we'll see how we can get some out to people. That would be fun. Some person says, Happy Easter. I found these neat eggs. What is enclosed in the package for you? Oh, man. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. I'll take a little break. Just talk with you guys. We're gonna go ahead and put this one up for bid. If you would like to bid on this piece, this will be our little Easter piece, kind of celebrating the Kickstarter today with Nira-X, and it is going to be Easter tomorrow. So this is a nice little in-between thing for us to do. Let's see, there's a little scratch sheet of paper here. There we go. And if anybody would like to bid, we'll let this go for like 5 minutes. It's 11:30 just about, so I'll let it go till 11:35. If anybody would like to make a bid on it, the only thing I ask is just type the word bid next to the number, and it could be any number as long as the numbers continue chronologically. We're fine. And I think this is going to be our piece for the evening. I mean, let me take a little look over at the Kickstarter and see what the Kickstarter is doing. Super excited. We got to 49 backers. Nope, up to 53 backers now. Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Wish I had the screen set up so I can actually share the screen. Ken jumps in the room strong with a $50 bid. Thanks, dude. You're awesome, man. Whoops, here we go. Skipped one. Maurice says, no, 69, my friend. That's what it's going to be right now. So Maurice, thank you so much. 69, always my favorite bid because it's funny. Thanks, dude. Kevin says, I couldn't even get in either of my bids. No. I know, those are your favorite ones. Brian says, no bids for me tonight. Just bought a new range and new stove in a range. Oh, gotcha. I was about to say Range Rover. A Range Rover stove. They make those? No, it's all good, Brian. This is all about hanging out and having fun together, man. So the fact that we can bid on things and stuff like that, it's all gravy on top. So it's all about hanging out and having fun. So I'm glad you're here, dude. Don't go nowhere. Kevin says, oh, for the hell of it, bid $1. Kevin says that Chris Dehan, no bid for you. He's biding his time. Maybe he's biding his time. Maurice says, I took the pillow offer. Oh, that's awesome, dude. I'm glad you did. I like the way the image came out for the pillow, for the pillow add-on for the Kickstarter tiers. Super happy about that. Let's see, we got 3 minutes left, and then I'll do a 10-second countdown. But as usual, I'm going to do the countdown with the keyboard because there's always a delay between my voice and when you actually hear my voice, which makes sniping impossible. So hopefully everybody is on the YouTube channel, like directly on the YouTube channel and in the live chat. That's the best synchronized way to go. Kevin says, yeah, they make a Range Rover stove. It's what you do with the vehicle when it catches fire. Christy Hand in the room going, we shall see, we shall see. All right, looks like 2 minutes left on the clock. Maurice is our big man in the room right now with 69. And then remember, whoever wins the piece, just let me know. You can let me know right here in the chat. That'll make it easier, so I'll put a note right on the back of the piece. If you want me to ink this just the way that it is, or if you want me to just mod it a little bit so that's a little bit more not safe for work, Always an option. Always try to keep the option open. Hey, Paul, what's up, dude? Paul Varga in the house. Greeting, good sir. I'm glad you're hanging out with us, man. We're sort of like in the last little bit of our show, so you can see how the auction is going. We do a sketch every Saturday at 10 p.m. and just throw ideas around, see what sticks, and then at the end of the thing, we auction it up. So I think we got 1 minute left on this piece. This is what everybody came up with tonight. Hope everything's going good with you, man. All right, got 1 minute left, and we'll get ready for the 10-second countdown. Always super happy you guys make time to hang out every Saturday. This is awesome. I look forward to it. I gotta see what's happening next Saturday. I know that there's an art auction coming up fairly soon on the Red Valkyrie channel, and I don't know if that's going to interfere with next week's show or not. But let me look at my calendar real quick. I gotta let you know where I'm gonna. Oh, next week I actually won't be here next week. I might have to do the show on Sunday. We might have to change. We might have to have a Sunday show next week. I'm doing a comic book convention in Ocean City next week, and it's a little bit of a drive, so I'm not going to make it back in time for a Saturday show. Paul says, "Bunny girl?" I'm shocked. Not really. Yeah, Paul knows me well. Thank you, some person. Sharing the links like that, it helps me a lot. It really does. So I appreciate you doing that for me, my friend. Very cool, very cool. All right, looks like time is up. So far, Maurice is the big man in the room at 69. And like I said, if anybody wants to bid, the only thing you have to put next to your bid is the word bid. So whatever number you come up with and the word bid. All right, but I'm going to start the 10-second countdown. As soon as the field clears, I put in the next number and we just go down from there. So here we go. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, Cinco de Mayo, 4, Cuatro. I start going Spanish when I get lower. I don't know what it is. 3, 2, 1 for the big Easter celebration. Nira-X Dark Seeds piece. I'm going to type in 000 to mark it as sold. Brian says, boop. Oh, Maurice, dude, you came in just a little bit too late to outdo yourself. So, Maurice, you actually did win the piece for the 69. Thanks, you dude. Thank you, dude. Please, everybody, congratulate Maurice for this fine, fine bidding. You were sniping. You were covering yourself just a little bit because you never know. You never know if somebody's gonna snipe right at the last minute. People around here do have a reputation of sniping at the last minute. Brian says congratulations. Chris says congrats. Awesome, awesome. Ken says Marie says nice snipe, Ken. Kevin says no, Ken won with 76. Let me scroll up. What happened? I see a 77. I see a boop. 76. There it is. Oh my gosh, it popped up right now. My gosh, Ken in the room with 76. Dude, you got it, man. Thank you guys for keeping me straight. Oh my gosh, Ken Zazer in the house is 76. Thanks, brother. Well, please congratulate Ken for actually winning the bid, but still congratulate Maurice because that was a hell of an effort. That was right. That was some good drama right at the end. Good drama right at the end. Thanks, Ken. It's a nice snipe for Ken. I know that's why Brian was saying, because like I missed it while it was scrolling up and scrolling up. Yeah, Maurice says a Ken sniped me. He got you good. He got you good right the last second, dude. It really just slipped in. It really just slipped in underneath the wire. Kevin says we're a good group. Absolutely, man. Dude, you guys are the best, man. You guys are awesome. Ken says good sparring, Maurice. Kevin says I congratulate each. Very, very cool, dude. Very cool. Ken's like, I love all you guys. Yeah, we're a good group, man. I like the group that we're building, and I like the projects that we're building together too. It's a lot of fun, and I really look forward to it. I'm glad that you guys look forward to it. It really does mean a lot to me. Well, it means everything to me. It's like without this, I'm not qualified to do anything else. So if I wasn't doing this, I wouldn't be doing very much else. So yeah, Brian says congratulations to all bidders. Awesome, awesome. All right, dudes. Let me take one last look at the Kickstarter. It just updated again. 54 backers. We're at 5666. 5666. It's the sign of the Kickstarter beast. All right, so somebody needs to put in at least $1 so that we can get past the sign of the beast level that we're at right now. Man, all right, guys. Well, I hope that everybody enjoys the rest of your weekend. I know I certainly enjoyed hanging out with you. I'm gonna, let's see, let me put this over here, put this over here. All these little windows. All these windows everywhere. I'm going to play the promo for the Kickstarter, and then I'll roll the credits. And then I hope everybody enjoys your Sunday. I'll be posting a lot for the next couple of weeks because we're just promoting the Kickstarter and stuff. And we'll see what we'll do about next week. But thank you, everybody, for hanging out. And we will hang out again very soon. Thanks so much, guys. Talk to you soon. Have a good one.
Good night, Seattle.